I've done turning Digimon into Pokemon before, but today I decided to do the opposite. That's right, I'm delving into the competition franchise and I'm going to turn Pokemon into Digimon. So a few things first, I thought I'd try my hand at making some Digidestined Digimon, sort of what I think would fit well for each of the crests. Now this is my personal opinion, and some of these definitely wouldn't fit exactly, so just hear me out here and indulge me. Now for these I tried to imitate the Digimon art style, especially the early Tamagotchi style, inspired by, not only a challenge video you'll see later down the line, but also thanks to El Poyomon and their awesome Digimon art style tutorial. Go check them out, they have great Digimon designs, there'll be a link below. Alright, I've prattled on long enough, let's begin with the Crest of Courage. Now I know most main Digidestins have some kind of dinosaur or lizard adjacent Digimon, but come on. We're swapping mascots here. Ash should end up getting Agumon, and in saying that, Pikachu would be our first Digimon. And as if Pikachu just doesn't scream courage as well. Turning him into a Digimon meant a few things. First I had to decide how the other Evos would fit into this. Pikachu would definitely have to be the in-training and Raichu the champion, but we'll get to those Evos if this video does well enough, as I've got some good ideas brewing there. We also had to decide on what to add to give it that Digimon flair. Many of the original Digimon didn't really breach too hard into giving human clothing until after they digivolved, so I didn't want to go overboard here. But to help with my master plan, I decided to give Pikamon here a little belt around their body. In saying that, I do feel like I shot myself in the foot a little bit here, not giving it a Bearmon style hat based off Ash's OG hat. Maybe in one of the later seasons there'd be a Pikamon like that instead. Finally, to really solidify that Digimon style, it's the eyes. While not all Digimon have them, many of them have that iconic round eye with the 2 to 3 large highlights and the black corners on each side. It's so iconic it was the logo for the 20th anniversary. Meet Pikamon, a rookie beast-type vaccine Digimon from the Nature Spirits family. It is a friendly Digimon that helps out wherever it is needed, and has been known to be a great leader for villages of Digimon. Pikamon has the attacks Pika Pummel, where they imbue their tail with electricity and slam it into the foe, and Pika Pulse, where Pikamon taps their cheeks and unleashes a wave of electricity from themselves. Although Gabumon is a reptile with a cloak of Garurumon on them, I thought towards the future for this Digivolution line, and this one is going to be a bit of a big twist, but I chose the Zigzagoon line here, specifically Linoon for the rookie evolution. The idea of Obstagoon becoming a sort of Were-Garurumon-esque design was just too good to not use, and I mean Zigzagoon will make an adorable in-training Digimon. I went with keeping a sort of Gabumon-like stance here for Linemon, although it is actually a furry creature and not just wearing a cloak. It would be this cocky sort of looking Digimon that would also contain a lot of love and kindness as well, and I think that fits pretty well into the Crest of Friendship here. I kind of like how this also has a bit of feeling like the Gazimon line of Digimon, but much less evil than those little gremlins. I always found Gazimon to be quite scary. This is another one where the Digivolutions for these are already kind of sketched out and ready to go, so make sure to show this video some love if you want to see Were-Obstamon in future. Linemon is a rookie beast-type data Digimon also from the Nature Spirits family. Despite their rather aggressive look, they are kind and helpful Digimon who will only use their claws and powerful line shot against wicked enemies. Their fur gets darker as they age and they will begin to become quite stubborn. Linemon has the attacks Line Shooter, which fires an arrow of energy from their mouth which pierces opponents, and Straight Tornado, which causes Linemon to spin with their claws outstretched in a straight line. Crest of Love was next, and that's Biyomon normally. With Birdramon being a, fiery bird kind of line, my mind went straight to Talonflame, and I think it was just a perfect idea in every way. I obviously went with Fletchinder here, as then we have on either side good jumping off points for later. I wanted to keep that Biyomon and Hawkmon kind of body shape here. I guess just birds with sharp claws to wings feeling. I tried a straighter brush without all the line jitter that I've tried for the others, but I still don't know if I'm fully happy with it for the outlines. This one is quite the literal interpretation of Fletchinder into Biyomon, but I'd like to put out a question. If you could have a Pokemon turn into a Digimon, who would it be and what would their Digivolution line be? Would they stay with their normal Pokemon evolution line and gain some weird Metal Greymon-esque versions, or turn into something wild like, I don't know, Lionmon becoming Zangoosmon or a different Digimon, and then into Arceusmon, who knows? This one might not be as Beamon and more Hawkmon or even Falcomon leaning, as it looks a bit aggressive, but I'm pretty pleased with it. Fletchmon is a rookie bird-type data Digimon from the Wind Guardians family. Fletchmon are born from tiny data of internet firewalls, and that has shaped their personality to be guard Digimon. They can't fly very high or proficiently, but love to watch Talonflamemon soar through the air, protecting the digital world from above. Fletchmon's attacks are Burning Wings, where Fletchmon slices the air with their wings, sending blades of fire at the enemy, and Tinderpeck, where they light their beak on fire and rapidly jab at the enemy with it. The Crest of Sincerity was one where it took me a little while to think of what to do. I settled on the Roselia line here, and while it isn't the most one-to-one connection with Palmon, I just really like the idea of turning Budew into a Digimon. Yeah, so for this one, Budew is our rookie, as I had some cool ideas for the champion and ultimates. We won't be going big and goofy like Togemon sadly, but maybe a little more humanoid. Doomon here, thanks Budmon for stealing the name, has a sort of Palmon face on a seed and follows closely the Budew design, but when we get to the top, which is a sort of weird hand-like things, now becomes much more Digimon style. We got some gross veins now coming up into an Angie-looking Venus flytrap, ready to snap down on foes. I got a bit of inspiration from Syakomon for the design for the flytrap, especially with the eye hole. It isn't alive or anything, but it is snappy. I can just imagine the gruff but sweet voice that would come out of Doomon here. Very gravelly voice, I feel. Doomon is a rookie vegetation-type vaccine Digimon of the Jungle Troopers family. Doomon spends much of their time with their trap-like arms outstretched, waiting for Kunimon and other Insecto-Digimon to stand upon it. Then it will snap and absorb the data from them. Doomon's attacks are Jaw Snap Trap, where Doomon grabs the enemy with their large trap jaws and attempts to crush them, and Sunlight Spores, where they breathe out a glowing spore cloud which paralyzes the enemy. Knowledge was an exciting crest to think about, so many bug Pokemon. Could have done Heracross and all manner of Pokemon, but I thought of just the coolest idea. The Blipbug line works so well for this, and although Orbeetle would have been a great stand-in for Tentomon, I decided it works better as a champion with plans for the ultimate. So Dottler is the rookie, and I gotta tell you, I kinda love this one. This is one of the only Digimon in the Digidestin here that has a wildly different eye pattern. So being an actual insect, it does come off rather creepy. For this sort of sharp-shelled beetle that would probably be able to extend the dots on their shell out into spikes, it works so well for a sort of knowledge-easy Digidestin Digimon. As it's just got all the geometry going. I'll pretend that I'm smart enough to talk about this in any form. My favourite part of this were the whisker and antennae thing. I went for kind of referencing the same look that Tentomon has in their actual official art. I love the change of pace in doing Digimon art with the stark blacks for certain shadows. It really gives the design some different kinds of depth compared to Pokemon art. Dotmon is a rookie insectoid-type data Digimon of the Nature Spirits family. Much like their Tentomon brethren, Dotmon spend much of their time relaxing and taking in nature, and prefer not to fight. If another Digimon attacks them, they will hide within their shell and unleash spikes from the dots on their shell, making them hard to devour. Dotmon have the attacks Dot Barrage, where they fire balls of energy from the glowing dots on their shell, and Dot Defense, where they curl up and unleash sharp spikes from their shell. Reliability is up now, and come on, Gomamon was such an obvious one, it had to be Spheal. Spheal, it was Spheal all along. They share many similarities, but also in their Evos as well, so I thought Spheal was just perfect. This was one where there wasn't too much difference between the Pokemon and the Digimon. I thought I'd give it some of those funny veins on the flippers and tails to give it a bit of edge, and turn the tail part into something a bit more wavy in Digimon style, where they opt for more complexity with shape language. As well as give it some claws, just overall make it a little more monstrous and deadly than our little rolling cutie of a Pokemon. Despite everything though, I still feel like any walking animations it would have in a Digimon game would have it rolling like a ball, just like its Pokemon counterpart. You just can't beat perfection, can you? It's going to be so funny turning all these Digimon to strange humanoids someday. Sphealmon is a rookie sea animal type vaccine Digimon of the Deep Savers family. It has adapted to move on land using their claws, but it found it easier to move around by rolling, and has even turned this into a form of offense. They live where ice is particularly tough, and so they will live together and use their claws to easily rend ice apart. Sphealmon have the attack Seal Roller, where they rapidly roll at the enemy and barge into them, and Icy Wave, where they summon a giant wave of water with clumps of ice in it to batter and wash away the foe. This one is my favourite of the designs I've done. I always liked Patamon, the weird pig creature. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but that's okay. There wasn't really a good adaptation to Patamon in the Pokemon world except, say, Dunsparce. But even then, that's reaching, so I actually went towards something orange and similarly cute, and one of my favourite new Paldean Pokemon lines, the Pawmi line. Yeah, I know it ain't perfect, but it turned out good so it doesn't matter. To distinguish it from Pikamon as much as possible, I decided to remove most of what would make Pawmo feel electric in nature. No Pika cheeks here and no glowing spots on their hands either. Now they've just got big sharp claws there for scratching and just, my god, is this thing cute. I decided to give it the tail a little bit of an angel wing sort of feel with the swell on it too. Not particularly Digimon style, but it helps bring in that feeling of possibly becoming angelic later on. Gonna be weird trying to make a Pawmon into some kind of Angemon style thing, but in my mind it could definitely be cute. Oh, look at him. I just got that cuteness aggression. Pawmon is a rookie mammal type data Digimon of the Virus Busters family. Many find Pawmon to be the epitome of cuteness, and Pawmon will use that to get what it wants. It still is kind, but its nature gets it in trouble sometimes, and require assistance. Their lineage seems to suggest they may have some powers of a holy Digimon hidden within. Pawmon's attacks are Speed Nibble, where Pawmon gets in close and bites down the foe rapidly, and Little Cross, where they strike a pose and blast a whole body laser of energy towards their foe. Final one of the video is Light, and so in keeping with Gardemont's whole shtick of being a champion Digimon, I wanted to do the same. There was a lot of thought to do Meowth here, but I felt more inclined to lead towards a different cat-adjacent Pokemon here.
Don't let your kids watch it!
And perhaps that'll get me in trouble from y'all, but I decided upon Meowstic in the female form. Esper just gives me Salamon vibes, and this design turned out kinda awesome. And I don't know, I just don't see Persian being a very good champion design. The idea of Meowstic having eye-like things under their ears already felt like a very Digimon design trope to me, and would allow me to get edgy with some cool Digimon-style eyes peeking out from under the ears. Apart from choosing to add in the Holy Ring here to keep it in line with Gardevoir, I really didn't change this too much too wildly. Protruding out the glove a little and adding some claws so it looked like it had the Gardevoir-style claws was there, but apart from that, it's just the perfect cat Pokemon Digimon thing. One that makes not much sense being champion, but oh well. Meowsticmon is a champion level Holy Beast type vaccine Digimon of the Virus Busters family. Originally Meowsticmon had no Holy Ring, till it copied the data of Gardevoir, and since then has unleashed its true powers. The eyes underneath their ears can see into the data of other Digimon and judge their intentions. If evil is seen within, they will stop at nothing to punish them. Meowsticmon's attacks are Cat Eye Beam, which uses their eyes beneath their ears to fire twin beams of energy sweeping along the ground, and Mystic Claws, which rake the foe with psychic claws and reveals an enemy's true intent. And that's my Digidestin line. What did you think? I know Digimon isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more Digimon in future, make sure to comment below your thoughts as well as that you want more. And don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel. We'll go back to Pokemon again next week, don't worry, I'm not becoming a Digimon channel. Yet. Unless...
I found you, faker.
You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you eat those words.